Hi, welcome to another edition of A Word in Season. As a nation, the last few weeks have been very challenging. When 4 states were in lockdown, millions of people were caught off guard. Darwin residents, for example, only had 90 minutes notice when the lockdown came into effect. This has affected various aspects of our social and community life, both relationally and economically. In 2020 and the first half of this year, there were many weddings that were canceled, graduations deferred, birthday parties became virtual, funerals canceled or Zoomed, planned holidays had to change, and not being able to visit or see our loved ones, especially those who are very sick and some have passed away, is really hard and disappointing. This past year and a half have been significantly marked by life's disappointments. And if there is one thing we were all confronted with and challenged by, it was learning how to deal with that disappointment, come out from it strong, and build resilience along the way. Many families were looking forward to the school holidays so that they can finally spend some quality time together. Personal plans had to change, and various events and activities had to be canceled. These and many other reasons have definitely brought massive disappointments to a lot of people. The uncertainty that this pandemic has brought, along with the ever-changing and evolving situation we find ourselves in, means that we have to hold very loosely those things that we plan to do. My family have had our tiny share of disappointment this past week when we told our kids that the AMP Youth Winter Camp is cancelled. My son was looking forward to his first youth winter camp. Although we had to quickly think of some other things to do as a family to replace the camp that didn't happen, we also took the time to make it a teaching opportunity on how to handle disappointments and what should our response be when things don't necessarily go as planned. We can take comfort from the words of Jeremiah 29:11, where it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This was said in the context of when the people of God were in exile in Babylon. In the earlier verses of chapter 29, they were commanded to build houses, plant gardens, and eat what they produce, and so on. The command for what they were supposed to do and how they should live while in exile was very detailed and indicative of living meaningfully, making the best out of every opportunity, regardless of their geographical location, knowing that when 70 years are completed, God is going to come and fulfill His promise to bring them back to the place He has planned and prepared for His people. We are now in the second year of this pandemic, and not one person on this planet knows when this is going to end. The road ahead of us is difficult, and I believe that we need to have the ability to persevere, endure, and have the inner resilience that only comes from a place of trust and confidence in the Lord, who holds and knows our future. Knowing that He is with us through this pandemic, we can draw wisdom from His Word, becoming more aware of His abiding presence through the Holy Spirit that will lead and guide us as to how we should live our lives. I would like to share with you 5 tips on how to navigate disappointments in life. Number 1, live in reality and not with unrealistic expectations. When our expectations are unrealistic, we will be prone to disappointment. Number 2, get some perspective. Having the right perspective in life will enable us to appreciate what we have been blessed with. Number 3, learn to accept circumstances. Situations may not go according to your plan. However, it may open up opportunities for self-reflection and evaluation, or even service to others who are in need. Fourth, Own your failure and learn from it. It is God's desire and plan that we grow into maturity as individuals, and most importantly, that we continue to grow in our knowledge and likeness of Christ. And finally, surrender your worries to the Lord. 1 Peter 5 verse 7 says, "Cast all your anxieties on Him, because He cares for you." When this COVID situation reaches some form of resolution, my prayer is that we can honestly claim God's promise in Psalm 103 verses 17 and 18, where it says, "God's love is ever and always eternally present to all who fear Him, making everything right for them and their children as they follow His covenant ways and remember to do whatever He said." Thank you for taking the time to share with me today, and I hope that you have been inspired and encouraged. God bless you.